Chief Executive Officer makes the same salary as 344 of her employees combined. But here is what is strange. She started in a cubicle. Same coffee, same commute, same imposter syndrome. The only thing that changed? How she thinks. A first-year manager obsesses over today's checklist. A Fortune 500 Chief Executive Officer has not looked at a to-do list in a decade. Between those two extremes, there are 5 mental upgrades that most people never make, and each one quietly decides who rises and who stalls. Think of leadership as a 5-rung mental ladder. Each rung does not just change your title. It rewires how you see time, risk, people, and power itself. Most professionals climb the first 2 rungs and spend the rest of their careers wondering why the view never changes. Here is what actually shifts at every level, starting from the bottom. If any of this resonates, drop your current level in the comments. I am genuinely curious where most of you land. Meet Priya, 27 years old, Chicago. Newly promoted team lead at a mid-size marketing firm. Salary range: $55,000 to $85,000, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics data for frontline management roles. Priya's world is measured in hours. She builds schedules, approves time-off requests, and puts out fires before her vice president even hears about them. She eats lunch at her desk. Her phone buzzes with Slack messages at 10 in the evening. Her core question is the work getting done? She reports to a director, manages 6 people, and has 0 budget authority. Every decision above $500 needs approval. The dark side? Priya is the shock absorber. When the team underperforms, she absorbs blame from above. When leadership pushes unrealistic deadlines, she absorbs frustration from below. Gallup data shows 70% of variance in team engagement traces directly to the manager, and that is Priya, carrying weight nobody budgeted for. But if level 1 is about managing tasks, what happens when the tasks stop mattering? Meet James, 36 years old, Austin, Director of Operations at a software-as-a-service company. 2 kids. Mortgage in a suburb he picked for the school district. Salary range: $110,000 to $160,000 per Glassdoor compensation data. James does not manage tasks anymore. He manages managers. His calendar is 80% meetings, and the other 20% is preparing for meetings.
As you can see from the Q3 projections on the whiteboard, our strategic pivot needs careful consideration before we move forward with the implementation phase.
He influences headcount decisions, owns a departmental profit and loss statement, and sits in rooms where layoffs get discussed, but rarely gets the final say. The dark side?
I understand
James
the
is fluent in 2 languages,
but we need more flexibility
executive ambiguity,
on the deliverables.
And team specificity. And the constant translation exhausts him. He knows things his team cannot know yet. LinkedIn data shows the average director tenure is just 2.8 years, and most burn out or jump before hitting vice president. And that vice president jump? It is where everything changes. The salary, the stakes, the loneliness. Meet Diana, 42 years old, Seattle, Vice President of Product at a publicly traded tech company. Her stock options just vested. Her kids barely see her on weekdays. Salary range: $180,000 to $320,000 base, with total compensation reaching $400,000 to $530,000 when equity stacks, according to recent compensation surveys.
As
Diana
you can
does not
see from the
translate
life
strategy
cycle
anymore.
chart,
She
this
writes it.
product is in
She presents to the
decline.
board quarterly.
We are
decides which product
reallocating the
lines live or
remaining
die,
budget
and signs
towards
off on
the
budgets that could
expansion
fund a small
strategy.
town. Her core question is, what should we build and what should we kill?
The
She manages
Q3
directors,
projections are
influences
robust,
the chief executive
showing
officer,
a 20%
and gets blamed when a
increase.
strategic bet fails, even if someone
They
else
know
executed
about the
poorly.
discrepancies in this
The
report.
dark side, golden handcuffs. Diana's equity vests over 4 years. Leaving means walking away from 7 figures. A McKinsey study found leaders at this level juggle roughly 10 critical issues simultaneously, double what chief executive officers faced a decade ago. The mental load is invisible from the outside. Most people think vice president is the dream. It is actually where careers go to stall. Unless you make one more shift. If this is hitting different, subscribe. We break down every level of career and power
continue this
every
trend
week.
here. Excellent
Meet Roberto,
work. The Q3
48 years old,
projections
New
look
York,
solid.
Senior
We
Vice
are
President
exceeding
and Chief Revenue
expectations
Officer
in the
at a Fortune
derivatives
500
market.
company. Corner office. Executive dining room. A driver he did not ask for. Salary range. $300,000 to $600,000 base. Total compensation, often exceeding $1 million with bonuses and equity, per Compensation Advisory Partners data. Roberto does not think in quarters anymore. He thinks in eras, what the company looks like in 3 years, 5 years, after the next market correction. He reports directly to the Chief Executive Officer and sits on the Executive Committee. His decisions ripple through 12,000 employees. His core question is, what systems should exist, and which ones are holding us back? Roberto hires and fires vice presidents. He shapes succession plans.
The
He is in the
Q3
room
projections
when
are
the Chief
simply
Executive Officer
unacceptable.
gets challenged
We
by
need
the
a
board.
fundamental shift in strategy,
dark side?
not just further cost-cutting
Isolation.
measures.
Roberto's old friends from middle management do not call anymore. His calendar is controlled by an executive assistant who schedules his lunch. Harvard Business Review research shows C-suite leaders report the highest rates of professional loneliness. The higher you climb, the fewer people tell you the truth. If you have ever felt like the higher you go, the quieter it gets, you are not imagining it. Meet Catherine, 54 years old, Manhattan, Chief Executive Officer of a multinational consumer goods company. Net worth on paper, 8 figures. Reality on paper, Securities and Exchange Commission filings, board scrutiny, activist investors, and a resignation letter she rewrites every January. The median S&P 500 Chief Executive Officer earned $16.3 million in total compensation in 2024, according to Equilar. But 70% of that is stock-based, meaning her wealth rises and falls with every earnings call. Catherine does not think about the business. She
As
thinks
you
about
can
the
see
ecosystem,
from the data modeling, the
global supply chains,
geopolitical risks
cultural
are
shifts,
fully hedged
geopolitics.
across the Asian indices.
Her Monday morning starts with a briefing from the Chief Risk Officer. Her Friday ends with a call to a board member who is losing patience. Her core question is this company built to survive what is coming? She reports to a board of directors. She hires and fires the entire C-suite. And she carries the one burden nobody else shares. The company's failures are public, and they carry her name. Catherine's predecessor lasted 18 months. The average Chief Executive Officer tenure has dropped to roughly 6.9 years. The clock starts ticking the day you take the chair. But here is the part most every level videos skip entirely. The real difference between level 1 and level 5 is not salary. It is not the corner office or the stock options. It is the shift from managing certainty to leading through ambiguity. Priya at level 1 knows exactly what success looks like. The tasks are done. Catherine at level 5 is never sure. Every decision has incomplete data, competing stakeholders, and consequences that unfold over years.
As
The
you can see
mental
on the
ladder
board,
is not
this
about
approach
climbing
significantly mitigates the risks
It is
we
about
identified.
tolerating more uncertainty while
I
keeping
don't like the look of
everyone
that
else
timeline.
calm. And here is what nobody prepares you for. Each level costs something the previous level did not. Level 1 costs your evenings.
Your
Level
breakfast
3
is served, madam.
costs your options.
Thank you, that
Level
looks
5
wonderful.
costs your anonymity. So, where are you on the ladder right now? Be honest. Drop your level in the comments and tell me, what is the one thing holding you back from the next run? If someone you know is stuck between levels, a friend grinding through middle management, a mentor who deserves the corner office, send them this video.
We need
Sometimes the
to
shift
iterate
starts
on
with
the
seeing the full
design by
picture.
Friday.
And if you think the Chief
If we
Executive
implement
Officer
the
level
new
is intense,
API,
wait
we
until
can
you see
scale
what happens
much
when we break
faster.
down every
The
level of
quarterly
entrepreneurship,
projections
from side
look
hustle
promising.
to empire. That is next.